And we're back here once again with another episode of the MSK show, and this is going to be episode 435. So I hope you guys had a great day, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week that is ahead of you. And in this episode of the MSK show, in a little bit, after we have our usual guy bro conversations that you guys all know and love, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Iron Man #1, which is a brand new ongoing series from Marvel Comics written by Joshua Williamson with art done by Carmen Carnero and Nolan Woodard, actually. So, I know a lot of you guys know that I like Iron Man quite a bit, and I'll be revealing some stuff in the video. And I know you guys are still subscribing to my comic book channel, and you guys have asked me what's been going on with content over there. Don't worry, guys. I will be uploading the content we do on this show to that channel. Just give me a little bit of time. I'm very busy currently. Just remember this. I did not forget. Just because I didn't get a chance to do something yet does not mean I forgot. I'm just really busy. But I do have an announcement to make for a lot of you guys is moving forward, I was actually thinking about this for a few weeks, honestly. And then something happened on my other podcasts, like during season 16 of the Cloud9 podcast, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go edit that episode. I didn't like how the audio turned out in that episode in that one little moment because for some reason on my speakers, if I play a clip, it'll for some reason echo. And I managed to make sure I edit all the episodes of this show or the Cloud9 podcast where that happened. And I managed to edit the last time that happened on the previous season of the Cloud9 podcast when the League of Legends player Inspired was talking. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? It is going to massively suck losing all of these, downloads on the podcast and Spotify plays. But it is better if I just separate the two podcasts because now on Spotify for creators, you can actually make another podcast, honestly, under your account. Because back then, when I first started using it to distribute my Nightwing and then Iron Man podcasts, you could only have one account, actually. And now you are allowed to have, two. So now, moving forward, when all is said and done, we are going to have a, Spotify for, Master Swag King, the MSK show, which is going to be just for the Nightwing podcast in the past, the Iron Man podcast, if you want to watch those shows. And then you have the episodes of the MSK show all the way up to where they're currently at. And new episodes in the Cloud9 podcast is going to be its own separate thing. So if you're someone that is interested in LoL esports, which is the competitive League of Legends, or traditional sports like the NBA and the NFL, that's going to be all under one another account moving forward. Actually, I'm gonna just work really, really hard on getting all the episodes done. Currently, right now, I'm trying to probably in my head envision maybe I get like a season uploaded like every couple of days. I don't think that's too far out of the realm of possibility. And currently, right now, on the other show, which is the MSK show, which is this one we're doing the episode on live right now. It's currently on episode 127. So yeah, they are now officially separate because I also figure like it's better if they're separate because it can get the audience that it deserves. And people are gonna say to me, MSK, isn't it really hard to get people to follow you on your show? You know what? Doesn't matter. I don't care. I mean, like, I have approximately with every season of the Cloud9 podcast 367 episodes. And even if I upload past episodes of the past, it got traction back in the day. So I don't see why anything different is supposed to happen moving forward now. And this show, barring the Nightwing podcast and the Iron Man podcast before, this one does very, very well on there as well. So yeah, just want to let you guys know you can now go and follow Master Swag King Cloud9 podcasts on Spotify, or you can also follow this show, which is Master Swag King, the MSK show on Spotify. But if you're already following, nothing changes. It's just the Cloud9 podcast is going to be on its own in a different capacity. But joining me here in this episode of the MSK show is Dingus Den. So we didn't have a show last week because apparently Dingus Den turned into a clavicular, started mogging women, and started look maxing, and apparently into Tony Stark for a week.
Something like that. No, I apologize about that, but yeah,
you're good, man. Nothing. But I literally, what ended up happening? I managed to catch up on all my comic book pull list boxes. So all the stuff you guys see over there is comic books to read. So we'll just make our way through them.
Good luck
throughout the weeks. We'll make our week through them. Now, will that mean including like laps in some of those? Probably. You know, we're not gonna stop doing comic book reviews with laps. It's just, you know, I'm just a busy person, guys. It's just like, good Lord, life is really taxing right now, but it's okay. It's fine.
I understand,
you know. That. But don't worry. If me and you and me and Jared do a comic book review a week, guys, that's like, you knock out 2 a week, those are gonna instantly go. Also, I told Dingus at some point when we're done, in my opinion, catching up on series I want to finish myself, because I want to finish a series, you know, before I start another one. I still have to finish Wolverine Revenge, which was written by Jonathan Hickman.
Oh, yeah.
I only read issue 1, and I reviewed issue 1 by myself back in the day before I met some of you guys. So here's our plan, because Dingus wanted to review this week. Here's what happened, Dingus. Here's what happened. So I didn't order DC X Sonic the Hedgehog. And you know what else I didn't order? Superman Unlimited issues 5 and 7. And then I also didn't order Ultimate Wolverine issue 12. But this week coming up when I get paid, I will be ordering all the books that I am missing from over there. So Absolute Superman issues 8 and 9, I ordered those. It literally shows in my account. I ordered those. They didn't send them to me. So what's going to happen next week, we're going to probably have to do the show a little bit later in the day next week, because next week I asked my friend to take me to the comic book shop, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the books that I normally would have gotten, and I'm going to write down the books that I need to get for us to review here, right? So what's going to end up happening is I have other comic books that I'm going to be reviewing with other people at some point, but I want to get those single issues. That way, you know, I have them. So I need to get Spider-Man and Wolverine issue 2, even though I have the trade for the new Spider-Man Wolverine series, like right there. So I need to get I need to get Spider-Man and Wolverine issue 2, Ultimate Wolverine. No, I'm getting Ultimate Wolverine issue this week. So yeah, wait. Absolute Superman issues 8 through 9 and Spider-Man and Wolverine issue 2. Those are the main 3. And that's pretty much it. I mean, maybe I catch up on getting Absolute Wonder Woman. I'm thinking about, you know what? I just can kind of pick that up and trade if I really want to.
Yeah.
You know? Because, Chrissy, I have all the other characters fully completed. I have every issue of Absolute Batman, all first printing, Absolute Flash, all first printing, Absolute Martian Manhunter, all first printing, minus issue 1. You know what happened when I read issue 1 of Absolute Martian Manhunter? I ate that after eating KFC. So to do with anything. My greasy finger imprints were on the pages. So essentially, I was just going to chuck it in the garbage, but people said it might be worth something in the future, even if I had got greasy finger stains on there. So what ended up happening was that I actually bought a second printing cover A, which looks so good. So I have to do that for, Batman issue 1. I have to kind of maybe get Batman issue 1 by Matt Fraction again. It's second printing. So yeah, I have to write down some issues to actually get. And so next week I'll also be able to grab my pull what I would have put on my pull list, actually, you know. But nice to meet you. Comics.
What's up, Castro?
Ponce?
It's
I can't
one of my good friends. Black. Oh, really? Yeah, one of my good friends, Castro. We do a bit of gaming and such. So
gaming, isn't that for nerds?
Oh, isn't that what we are? We're here to talk about some comics and
what
shit.
the? This is why I like Tony. He's rich, successful, white. You know, gets all the ladies. I see myself in Tony. I aspire to be that, guys. Yes, but nice to meet you, Comic Hans podcast. Glad you're here. Oh, thank you for subbing. Means a lot. You are awesome. Thank you so much. WZ's here, the #1 clout chasing piece of shit. You know. My oat. Good Lord. But yes, lots is going on, guys. And if you weren't here for the first 10 minutes, just one more time, I'm gonna say it to you. The Cloud9 podcast is going to be on its own moving forward, not on a different YouTube channel. This is all for Spotify stuff. So you can have an enjoyable listen with a rich, hot black guy and various people throughout the years on the Cloud9 podcast. Let's just say that, but yeah, sure. So next week when we do this, it's probably going to start around like 5 p.m. PST because I'm most likely going to be out of town just for a little bit so I can get these single issue comic books picked up because it's not that we might even get to them in the immediate term. My OCD is so bad. I'm like, where is issues 3 and 4? I can't stand it. I bought Absolute Superman issues 8 and 9. Where the fuck are my books, you bastards? God damn, man. Good Lord.
Gonna be raising some hell next week.
So after this book, what I want us to do is I want to finish series that we already started so they can be done. Sure. Now, the DC X Hunt the Hedgehog one, I'm gonna have to wait for that to come in, so that's gonna be a wait. But
sure.
Did you ever get TMNT X Naruto?
No, I've never gotten into Naruto, so it was not one that interested me.
Did you? Yeah, because we were supposed to do Wolverine Revenge at some point. I have to finish that. I have to finish that because I did start that. What else is there? No, that's it. Fuck. It's literally just those 3. That's it. I have to finish DC X Hunt the Hedgehog and TMNT X Naruto and Wolverine's Revenge. Those are 3 I have to finish. But yeah, we're gonna go over some of this stuff here. I will say when it comes to Absolute Batman, holy fuck, that series is so good. I don't care what anyone says. Absolute Batman deserves the hype that it gets. It's very good. I know a lot of you guys like it by how much we've praised it. And keep in mind, guys, just because like I or Dingus praise something, that doesn't mean you have to go do anything. I'm just telling you how I personally feel. If you have different tastes or you just so happen to not like what I praise or like, that's completely fine. Because this would happen back in the day. Someone would be like, well, I bought this because you said. I didn't say you to buy anything. I just told you I liked it. I didn't tell you to do shit. Let me make sure I point that out. I didn't tell you to do absolutely anything. I just said, this is what I prefer. This is what I like. That's all I said. So if you're a complete fucking retard, sure. If I said, jump off a cliff, you going to do that too? Probably not. Because most smart people would not do that, obviously. But I did finish reading Absolute Batman issue 11. So damn good. Oh my god. Good Lord. Just comic-gasms in my dick when I was fucking reading that. Oh my god, it's too good. Too good, like fish good, as they say.
Yeah, that Bane arc is very good. So great. It is really some of the best stuff coming out right now. So
it's not even the fact that it's just brutal, it's also well articulated from like the dialogue too. I think Absolute Batman issue 11 has currently, until I read the rest of the issues that I have, and I have all of them right there, it has the best dialogue. It had the best dialogue, best narration. I was like, oh my god, it's too good.
Which one was 11 specifically?
11 was when his backstory got revealed about when him and his dad were in that prison and they were being fed rats.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. And that was
a really good one.
I love how Joker is just called the Man in White in this series. All right. I guess.
I'm excited to see more of him. I really like the was it issue 15 that had him on the cover? That one was really good. Whenever you get to that, I'm excited to hear what you think of it.
Oh yeah. Fucking hell. Absolute Batman issue 15. That's the one. Oh my goodness. Hold on. 12 has Killer Croc on it. 13 is Absolute Catwoman. What did 14 and oh, that's the Joker book. Yeah, that's the Absolute Joker prequel, not prequel, origin story book essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And I know you guys are wondering, where is the spectacular MSK? Here's a problem, guys. I'm just very busy right now. I don't know if I'll have time to get to doing the solicitation podcast that I did on my comic book channel, but we do kind of somewhat cover that here, actually. So you do still kind of get it in a different format, essentially, here. This is what's coming out this week. There was quite a bit of good that came out these past couple of weeks, actually. And currently, right, I will say this, WZ, if you actually like Absolute Batman, I'm pretty sure, based off what you've told me about how you think about our Lord and Savior Daddy Donald Trump,
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure you'll like Matt Fraction's Batman run currently. And I know you're probably gonna say, where do you start with that? Here, I'll help you out with this. This is super simple. This is very, very simple. Understand me when I say this. It's just literally start with Batman issue 1, 2025. That's it. It's currently up to 6 issues. Now, you could wait until it gets the first trade paperback, which comes out in March, I think. The first trade
Next
comes out
month.
It's in March?
Oh,
Oh,
March
no, it
is
can't
next
be.
month.
It might be in April or May, but the first trade is
I'll look it up.
ready to come out very, very soon. So if you guys want to jump in on the newest Batman run before it gets like 20 issues deep, start with Batman issue 1 by Matt Fraction with art done by Jorge Jimenez. And it's currently all the way up into issue 6, which I just ended up opening up today in a video you guys will see at some point on my comic book YouTube channel. So there you go. If you guys can't get enough of Batman, 2 brand new Batman ongoing series, doing very, very good. All right, what else was there?
Looks like it's not coming out until June.
Oh, man, March must have been something different. That's what I was thinking of. Holy crap.
I know just released this month, something that I've been wanting to check out, and I will try to buy it sooner than later, although right now I'm in the process of trying to save money for a con next month. But they just released the Batman Last Halloween trade, which is something I've been wanting to check out. Because I love Long Halloween.
I do
maybe
too.
A little bit of a hot take, but I thought Dark Victory was just okay. I wanna reread it probably.
Oh no, you're gonna angry Batman comic book Twitter about that.
I know, right? I know, right? I just thought it was okay, but I'm interested in seeing what how they kind of end off this, I guess, trilogy, you could call it.
There's that what about that like book that is apparently like set in between some of them? I forgot what it was called. I bought it.
They released
like the Haunted Halloween.
Something. Yeah, they Haunted Night. I haven't read that one yet. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten to that one yet, but they did a few years ago. One of the last things that Tim Sill worked on, rest in peace, absolute legend, it was that Long Halloween special to like maybe it was for like 20 years or something after it came out. I don't remember, but they did this special Long Halloween one shot, and I did enjoy that though. I mean, wasn't necessary, not really, but like I still enjoyed it for what it was though.
Yeah. Coming out this week, guys, we have Absolute Batman issue 17. Look at that many people just ready to pull this book. I will say, Scott Snyder has did an absolutely amazing job on not just marketing the book, but like getting the buzz. Getting the buzz cut. Oh my god, he's gonna saw through Poison Ivy. Okay, guys, I'm just making all the puns here.
Yeah, Chainsaw Man, like version of Batman looks insane. Like, yeah, it does. I'm excited for it. I'm a little bit behind on reading it because I haven't read issue 16 yet. It's on my stack of books, but it's on my list.
And hey, Scott Snyder has did an absolutely good job on marketing the book and getting people hyped up for it. But people have to understand this. It is Batman. It is, but there is a level of like hype that can be pumped into a book if the creator is super enthusiastic about it. It might not always guarantee that, sales are going to happen on a book. I mean, there's this one guy, this black guy that's begging people to buy like the DC Universe Dakota incident. So DC would maybe give Static Shock a 6-issue miniseries. It's like, guys, I want you people to understand this. Nobody has to beg anybody to buy a Batman book or a Spider-Man book or a Nightwing book. Honestly, no one even begs for a Catwoman book.
Yeah, certain characters will sell themselves, but then there's other underrated characters that have cult followings, but they need enough attention to warrant that.
Yeah, and those fans that say they like that underrated character like Static Shock, I want to understand, Static Shock just got something recently, and I'll know if you know, Batman Beyond fan favorite, Terry McGinnis, and Static Shock had a crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Had a crossover. Not only a crossover, a
It's
duo
coming out
team
right
up book.
now.
Yeah, it was. It's called Batman Beyond Static Shock. I think it's going to be a 4 or 5 issue miniseries, maybe 6. I forgot the number actually. Static
Yeah, I don't
Shock
remember.
is right there, guys. They paired up Batman Beyond, another like fan favorite version of Batman with like Static Shock. You guys supporting that? It's like you have to show up. You have to put your money where your mouth is. Like people need to understand
Sure.
this stuff is not done on charity. You know, these books cost a lot of money. A lot of money. I want to make sure I stress that. There's quite a bit that goes into all this stuff. You have to support. And if you don't support and you go, well, you know what? I'll just pirate the book. Well, that doesn't do jack shit because that series is going to get canceled.
Bad.
You know?
There's a reason why, as annoying as it is, why Marvel's doing this 10 issue thing is they're constantly doing these number ones to try to get sales, you know? And so it's annoying, but like that's why they're doing it.
And
we saw Green Arrow got canceled recently because of
they canceled. And people are gonna probably say, well, MSK, didn't they cancel Batman and Robin? Guys, Philip Kennedy Johnson took over that book from Joshua Williamson for DC All In when they swapped all the teams around. Philip Kennedy Johnson is going to be exclusive to Marvel. That's why you're seeing his Superman. What's it called? Something of House of L.
Books of L.
Yeah, Books of L and Batman and Robin series end. It's not because they didn't sell very well.
He is finishing Books of L. I don't know how he's ending his Batman and Robin. Like I don't know if he's was kind of like already at the end of an arc and he just leaves that or what. But yeah, I don't know. I need to go back to it though.
Also, Ultimate Spider-Man is ending. I only read the first trade and I have to finish buying the third trade. I know I bought the second trade. I have to finish buying the third trade. The only book I never really cared for to buy was Ultimate X-Men. That was it. I bought.
Yeah, that's fair.
Basically, I bought Ultimate Wolverine the first trade. And I read the first 3 issues of Ultimate Wolverine. I really liked Ultimate Wolverine. The first 3 issues I read, those were so good. Those are very, very good. I'm glad, you know, Ultimate Spider-Man is ending, and I don't know why Marvel is just decided to themselves, let's just end this.
I've heard people are not happy with how this one has ended.
That's good lord.
So we'll see. without saying too much, I it's read in a way where Hickman wasn't expecting it to end right away. And so it's ultimately more of a setup than an ending, is what I heard. So it looks like it's gonna. Is it just gonna be 5 issues?
So right here. This is 6. 6 issues. Batman Static Beyond issue 1. I've gotten all these issues because the cover art does look really good.
That is nice.
Come on, guys. You can support Static Shock right now. Oh wait, you didn't. It's like, guys, please. I don't even want to be one of those guys that sucks off businesses. I don't do that. I'm always going to be honest, whether to my benefit or detriment. Either way could work, right? You gotta support. See, for me, if you pirated a book, but you also were buying your pull list every week, or you bought enough books, I would go, doesn't matter. You're supporting, you get your little freebies. Some of you guys are only just pirating. Like, that can't help anything. You know, that just does nothing. What it does is that it doesn't help any ongoing series you're currently reading because you're not actually financially supporting it. You know, I'm not going to do the whole ethical argument of like stealing. I don't care about that. But I feel like if you're going to do it, at least put some money into it. Like, you got to put something in there, you know?
Money is what makes the world goes around, unfortunately.
Yep. Nightwing, the current writer on it, not Dan Waters. He was on it, moved to another book, and it's going to come back, I think. I forgot who's writing it currently. Is it Dan Waters or is it another person? Oh, no. One of these two is moving off the book. I'm pretty sure it's the artist, but Dan Waters is going to pretty much still be here. I'm pretty sure. Unless there was another person that I heard about.
Yeah, that doesn't sound familiar.
Also, Batman Dark Patterns, which was written by Dan Waters, what I heard a lot of good things about. The hardcover and trade should be coming out very soon. Can't wait.
Yeah, I haven't checked that out
yet. Captain America issue 7. I know I grabbed that.
I've heard that's really good. I need to read it.
I'm picking up this series and just trade. I was buying the single issues for this. I'll just finish up getting in trade.
That's cool.
Uh,
I'm looking forward to checking out the Wolverine. I'm wanting to know what Zdarsky's doing with this whole Armageddon thing.
Armageddon. Oh, it sounds like my sex life. Good lord. Superman Unlimited issue 10. I grabbed this. I've been grabbing Daredevil and Punisher, so I have this. Guys, Catwoman can sustain sales without Batman. Catwoman. Are you telling me there's more Catwoman fans than Static Shock fans? Guys, Catwoman's had an ongoing series for a while. It's 84 issues. That's pretty
impressive.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I ain't reading this. This is probably this is actually that girl book that all girls are like, I'm gonna only read this. This is the only thing I read. Good.
That's that and Harley Quinn, I think.
Hey, are you telling me Catwoman fans are showing up every month to buy their Catwoman book? Oh my!
Hey,
You're not straight if you're buying this. Just pointing out, you might like dildos up somewhere.
what the fuck?
New Avengers, Dungeons of Doom, Star Wars issue 10. No,
I am picking up Noel.
The what do they call him? Oh my god, the King in Black. No, guys, that's not me. I'm the King in White. This series right here. I'm not saying this because you guys know what I feel about politics wise. White Sky. It's not. I did not make this up. This actually is a series called White Sky. Apparently it's supposed to be like inspired by Silent Hill. It's supposed to be a series like that where they're like fighting ghosts. They're gonna have to rush to make this a second printing because this got bought out. And on mycomicshop.com, if you go and try to find it right now, it's gonna be $25 for this thing.
Wow. I've heard really good things about this other Image series that just came out called Dork that's been selling really well. That just got a third printing order today. But yeah, that's cool.
Imagine that. Paying $25 for a floppy. Just imagine that.
Insane.
That's crazy. And you know what's crazy? They're gone. Earlier today was $25. It's just gone. And they only gave it, what? 4 covers? The A cover, the B cover.
I mean, that's pretty good for
that's solid for Image.
Indie, for an Image, independent comic still. So
yeah,
or creator-owned comic.
I actually read the premise. I wanted to get it. I'll have to wait till we get a second printing, or just wait to get it.
I'm intrigued. Trade. My friend Steve, who I did the Comic Den show with, he just wrote a review for that randomly today. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
What else is here? Hold on, give me a second.
I am curious about okay, yeah, when you get back down there.
1 sec. Let me make this smaller.
I am curious about checking out
I hate Fairyland. That's what you're into, Dingus, these days?
No, actually, I did read the first arc of that. That's pretty good.
Oh, you actually okay. Go down. Okay.
The Muppets book. I want to check out the Muppets book.
Are you 5? Are you 5?
Muppets is great. Listen.
Oh my god.
They did the special. Was it last week before? I was quite happy with that.
Oh my god. We lost Dingus, guys. Oh my god. Are you? I could never read that and try to imagine Miss Piggy's voice. Hi, Kermit. Oh God. Good Lord. Hey guys, what are you doing today? You're reading a comic book? You must be a fucking nerd. I'm gonna commit suicide.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Oh God. Dead Hands of Wong Ching Chong. What the hell?
Wow. That's
The Darkness, totally issue 3. This is an Image book, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This looks like something that, you know, the guy Joe M. Sontag. This looks like something that he would. This is like his kind of art style.
Well, this is a series that was before. I think this was all connected to like Witchblade and stuff, and they even made a video game of that on 360, I think.
Oh, okay. They said Mark Silvestri is writing. Art looks fantastic. That looks fucking beautiful.
Yeah, I think I own a lot of that, of the first Darkness series digitally, so I need to go back and read it, as well as Witchblade.
Black Panther 60th anniversary special. This is how you know Black Panther can't sell for shit, because no one supports. A lot of people always talk about these black superheroes. Like, why don't these black superheroes all have like ongoing series? You guys don't support. Like, you just don't. Numbers don't lie. Even if you don't even believe the ICV2 sales charts, even if you don't believe that, you still don't support, because they don't even monetarily pop up even as like a top 40 book, which is very easy to do, just having some sales. Like, I'm pretty sure 20,000 will get you on there. But Black Panther 60th anniversary special #1, 6 decades of the King of Wakanda, 48 pages. Christopher Priest is writing this, and well, it's anthology, okay. I would imagine. Christopher Priest, Cody Ziegler, Evan Narcisse. Oh, I'm not pronouncing that. I'm not even gonna come close to doing that.
I've read the first half of Christopher Priest's Black Panther run, and it's fantastic.
Solid?
So okay. Yeah, he's great. He did a lot of great work on Black Panther. So
okay, what else is coming out? If you guys are into manga, Chainsaw Man chapter 229. New chapter of One Piece 1174.
Insane.
Guys, Batman is on 1106 coming up. Oda, dedication. I love you. Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 2 came out, and I don't think a lot of big omnibuses came out this week. I'm also behind on getting a lot of them too, because I'm trying to save money while also buying them too. So it's a battle I have with myself, actually, guys. No, what the fuck, Titan? Why are you publishing that? No one's gonna buy that. Get the fuck out of here. Is that it? There's no big omnibuses coming out this week? That's a first. There's been a hot minute since I've seen a week where no omnis come out. That's crazy. There's no omnis this week. It's just hardcovers and trade paperbacks. All right. Okay. Fucking hell. I'm just gonna browse a little bit of what's next week. Yeah, I have this all lined up. Yep. Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah.
5, 6. These books are absolutely gorgeous. If you will buy the single issues, they are absolutely gorgeous.
They have the trade for the first one,
right? That's a big ass book. Good lord! Like, if you buy the single issues for not just the second night, but the first one, DC should constantly make books in that format. That's gorgeous. Holy good.
DC does some really cool stuff. I really liked Mark Waid's Superman book, The Last Days of Lex Luthor, that they did. I really like that.
Capes? What is this? What is this goofy shit? I like Robert Kirkman, Invincible. Mark Englert representing Robert Kirkman, Englert's corner of. Oh, it's another corner of Invincible universe. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was like a brand new thing that they're doing.
No.
Predator Bloodshed.
Predator thing.
What is this supposed to be? Because didn't they just do Predator kills the Marvel Universe? Didn't he just kill the Marvel Universe or something like that? How are you alive again? What the fuck's wrong with you? Can this guy not die? Cover art looks good.
They're doing a new Alien one soon, or Aliens one soon. That looks really cool.
Is it another Versus book?
No, not Aliens. It's I don't remember what it's called, but it sounds interesting.
Mr. Terrific Year 1, another black superhero, 4-issue miniseries trade.
I think that lasted 5 or 6 issues, but
is it 5?
Yeah, it is a miniseries, 5 or 6. Yeah. I know it was more than 4.
Batman and Robin, the Gotham Cycle. This ends the Philip Kennedy Johnson, Joshua Williamson era, because Phil Kennedy Johnson is going to be exclusive to Marvel. So that's how you make money. Marvel has to make you exclusive to them, because J. Scott Campbell never talked about having enough money, right? So that's the old. So Marvel, I imagine it's like, hey, you can be like the picker, grunt work bitch for us that makes books about bullshit. Like, I don't know, like insert random character like Squirrel Girl. We'll put you on Squirrel Girl #1. Make us sales. You know what? Don't be on Spider-Man. Marvel, no, it can't do that. Good lord.
I am looking forward to checking that demon trade out at some point.
You mean my wife? Good lord.
Damn.
Batman by James Tynion on with Volume 2. I have I'll mark that down. I have Volume 1.
Is that the hardcover to Green Lantern Dark? That's
I
something
have
I'm
the
curious
single
about checking
issues.
out.
Superman Limited Volume 1, Kryptonite Kingdom. I have the single issues to this anyway. Just making sure there's nothing big collected edition wise coming out. Nope, that's pretty much it. One Omni next week. Oh, come on, guys. It's still early in the year. The big stuff is supposed to be coming out very soon. I guess that's it. Excalibur. I never read that, but that is coming out. Joker.
Oh,
the Bronze Age.
interesting.
May depends. Have you ever read like Massive Verse with like Radiant Black?
I read the first volume of Radiant Black. It was
Not your
pretty
cup of
good.
tea?
I want to.
Oh, you liked it? Oh, okay.
No, I did. I just haven't gotten to checking out any more of it. So it's on my
Okay.
list of long thing. My very long list of things to check out.
Very
It's
long
never
list,
ending.
which means it's toward the very bottom. Not going to get checked out anytime soon. That's what that really means. There you go.
That's also true. I'm not going to deny that.
Oh God. All right, we're gonna get to reviewing this single issue in just a moment here. Okay. Co-created by Stan Lee, developed by script Larry Lee. Good lord.
You okay over there?
Iron Man. Yeah. So yeah, Larry. Yeah, I remember the creators: Jack Kirby, Larry Lieber, Don Hegg. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, first appearing in Tales of Suspense, issue 39 in 1962. Cover dated March 1963. He received this. This is how crazy Marvel used to do it. Oh my God. They gave Iron Man. Yeah, I remember this because I did a lot of extensive history on looking at Iron Man's comic history and stuff like that. His first ongoing series was 5 years after he made his first appearance. 5 years. That's how much different they ran their company back in the day. You had to really prove yourself to be on some of these to really get your own ongoing series. Absolutely insane the way Marvel does things now. All right, so I have that there. What was the run that recently happened? It was what is it Spencer Ackerman? That's the that's the name.
What are you talking about?
It was the previous run for his character that got canceled before Joshua Williamson took over.
Oh, I didn't read any of that. I don't know anything about it.
I don't remember.
I never touched it. This is my first time reading an Iron Man comic in actually a long time. So,
actually, this is going to be my first one I've read ever, honestly. So, we'll see how it goes. I know there's Jerry Duggan's run that ended up getting canceled. 16 issues in, and then they had. What's weird? Fucking people are insane. I think it was Spencer. Yeah, Spencer Ackerman. Yeah, fucking hell. They were like, fuck this. Next. Shit. No, I'm not kidding, guys. They literally went next. Like, the absolutely most disgusting thing was that they canceled Jerry Duggan's run and then just randomly, they don't even announce another Iron Man title. They just hire Spencer Ackerman and then they give his book no marketing, nothing, and his sales just fucking fall off the face of the earth too.
Like, yeah, it definitely just happened.
Like, what is wrong with these people, man? People are insane. Like, good lord, the fact that you're all employed makes me just want to blow my brains out. Famous story. What was that famous story he has? Extremis and Demon in the Bottle.
Demon in the Bottle is a big one.
That was a big one. Oh, what was the animated series that he used to have? Oh my god, it was what? It was Iron Man, which had 2 years. That one was crazy. That came out in the 90s with the other ones too.
There's a bunch of really good 90s stuff. I haven't checked out that one yet.
That's the only one I've never watched. It's crazy. I watched all. And we had Iron Man Armored Adventures, which I do remember that. I do remember that coming on television a long time ago. I never watched an episode of it.
You know, I think I watched a couple of that. Yeah.
I think they made that specifically because of the Iron Man movie, because that came out in 2009, actually.
2008. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good lord. Let's get right into it. Yeah. God, why am I so old? Dingus, why am I so old and rich and hot and good looking?
Well, some of those things might be true, but
Oh,
you know,
really? Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
Just maybe. All right. Time for quality so good it'll make you want to slap your mama.
Hey,
The quality is so good that the absolute hottest bars all spit just makes you guys crazy. Also, Joshua Williamson being being the writer on this book pretty much made me buy well, not like buy, because I bought in single Iron Man issues before, but this essentially made me go, you know what? Because it's just Joshua Williamson on the book, I'll just, keep it on my pull list. Because I remember at some point I took off the Spencer Ackerman stuff because I just wasn't interested in touching it at all. I'm not even saying Jerry Duggan's run or Spencer Ackerman's was bad. I didn't hear anything bad about them. It's just like,
when you put so much on the market, it's very easy for things to go under the radar.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I want to check one last thing before we start. I need to. What was Fucking hell! I'm blanking on a character's name. How do you pronounce the ladies? It was a masked MSK. Is that what it's? Is that
that is a fantastic question that I wish I had the answer to.
Oh God! So essentially, no. Oh fucking hell! No.
I am the last person that you ever want to ask about how to pronounce.
Oh, so you're
the majority
okay. You're not
of
black.
names.
Okay, so you're not black. That's good. Yeah, Madame Masqué, because it wouldn't be called Mask because that's SK.
I don't know. It's.
Is it Madame Mask? Yeah, it would have to be Mask because she's wearing a mask. It's just a different way. Yeah, it has to be a mask because it's just a different way of pronunciating it because she's wearing a mask. But I'll just say mask.
It literally just is mask. It's the form. It's how they originally spelled it back in. Wait.
Yeah, Madam. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It was originally used and developed in Europe.
This review can't be real. Like on League of
developed earlier in Italy, so it's Italian phrase thing. So there you go. Okay. Yeah.
This lady said, I struggle to understand why Marvel just can't get Iron Man right anymore. It shouldn't be a big risk. It shouldn't be a big ask for an actual ongoing of a fan favorite. A lot of people have to understand quality of a person's writing or story. It doesn't matter when sales aren't there. They're not doing this kind of stuff for charity.
Well, one of the things I was wanting to bring up in the review, but I guess kind of along a similar line of train of thought though, is like it's so when I first got into Iron Man, I mean, like I guess most people now, it was watching the movie first because I was like 5 when that came out, and so I watched it, loved it, and then obviously a few years later I started, or not few, I don't know. X amount of years later, started reading comics, right? And so when I eventually got to an Iron Man comic, they and I still feel this way for most of them that I have read. This one's an exception to this, but I feel as if a lot of times it's kind of harder to get into that character in written form. I don't know. Maybe part of it is I just haven't exactly read the best Iron Man runs out there. Like I know there's a bunch of, like I haven't read Demon and Bottle yet, although I know that's a big one and Extremis, but like
those are the two
ones that I have read.
Yeah. Or Armor Wars, I would say. That's the third one.
Yeah, I haven't read that one either. But point is there's all these, big Iron Man runs that I haven't read any of. But what I have read of him, it's a hard to I don't know. I just don't know if it's hard to write the character or if there's something about him that's harder to come across off of, from the page. I think people also forget that the movies made him into an A-tier hero. He was also very much a B-tier hero. I mean, he works, I think, well in a bunch of team up books. Like, I love when Iron Man's involved in Avengers stuff that I read,
Yeah.
but like, on his own, it's a character that I really struggle to connect with. I want to give an effort into reading more of his stuff, though. I know almost all those stories that we were just talking about, if not all of them, maybe. Well, no, not Extremis, but I believe Demon in a Bottle and Armor Wars were both written by David. What do you say his name? Michelin?
Michelini.
Michelini, that's it.
Yeah.
Which I need to read those, and I hear his era of Iron Man's great, so I'm gonna actually be personally looking into picking up that sometime,
So,
or at least reading it sometime.
Unlike a lot of other people, what I would more or less say my interest mostly peaked with the Iron Man movie. I remember Iron Man being in those direct-to-video Marvel animated movies that were inspired by their Ultimate Universe.
Oh my gosh, they did do one of those. I remember that one. Yeah.
And
I wish I missed those.
That's where I first saw him in. And then the movie was where it piqued my interest again, only because, he's a character where I didn't think too much about. What's crazy is he also is in the Spider-Man animated series as well. But I remember watching that whole show. It's crazy. He's a character where I didn't pay much attention to, and then the movie really did kind of solidify my interest. I know that people are gonna be like, well, that just makes you a normie. It's like, well, all you fucking want, guys.
People need to understand what made Iron Man special and Robert Downey Jr. especially is that there are certain actors that can elevate a character.
Yeah.
We have I think Iron Man's the biggest case of that, where he really elevated the character to another level. I think another big case of that too is Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. Like, there are certain actors that bring so much to that character that it's now hard for you. Like, I think part of my issue with when I was reading Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr. did such a great job. It's anytime I read anything with Iron Man, I think it's Robert Downey Jr.
I just use his voice in my
head.
Yeah,
exactly. And sometimes it's hard to put that with some of the writing, I guess. I do the same thing with Deadpool, and there's not many of those performances, but those are like two of the biggest examples of it, and just really elevating the character.
All right, you guys ready for a banger so good that'll make you want to blow your wife's back out? Hey everyone, I am MSK, aka Master Swag King, coming at you guys today with another video. And if you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. And in today's video, we are going to be doing a comic book review on Iron Man #1. So, Iron Man is a superhero appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics, co-created by writer and editor Stan Lee, developed by scripter Larry Lieber, and designed by artist Don Heck and Jack Kirby. The character first appeared in Tales of Suspense issue 39 in 1962, cover dated March 1963, and eventually received his own title with Iron Man #1 in 1968. Shortly after his creation, Iron Man became a founding member of the superhero team, the Avengers, alongside Thor, Ant-Man, the Wasp, and the Hulk. Also, Iron Man would later on get his own animated series in the 90s, along with X-Men and Spider-Man and Superman and Batman. He also had a appearance in the Marvel Superheroes show in, I think it was 1966. But this is something a lot of people don't actually get. Even though he had those animated appearances, it was one of those characters where, since we had X-Men the animated series, Batman the animated series, Superman the animated series, Spider-Man the animated series, Iron Man just kind of fell under the radar, despite actually getting his own animated series initially in the 90s, barring the previous appearance of him in 1966 in the Marvel Superheroes. It ran for 2 years, from 1994 to 1996. Later on, he would get another animated series revival with Iron Man Armored Adventures, running from 2009 to 2012. And that was still when I was still watching cable television. And I remember they would have episodes playing constantly for that. He also made appearances in two Marvel animated direct-to-video releases, which were, in my opinion, based off of the Marvel Comics' Ultimate Universe, and that is where I first saw Iron Man. Was in the it was the Marvel Ultimate Comics inspired movie. I forgot what it was called. I think it was called The Avengers or something like that, where he appeared in that. That was where I first initially saw him, because that movie came on Toonami one week when I think Naruto or Dragon Ball had taken a break or something. They're like, hey, here is Marvel Ultimate something. And I was like, oh, this is cool. Watched Hulk pick up Thor's hammer and throw it at his head and crack him. I was like,
is that the
right.
one? Are you talking about the one with like all the kids in it, or something else?
It was the one where Hulk couldn't control his anger, and it got to a point where he grabbed Stormbreaker and threw it at Thor and hit him with it. I still thought that was the craziest thing still to this day. But also, Iron Man would later get his big break with the 2008 Iron Man movie, which was released in 2008, which starred Robert Downey Jr. And Robert Downey Jr. would elevate the character's status to a certain point where a lot of people only associate Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. with the thanks to director Jon Favreau. And Iron Man obviously kicked off the MCU, and Iron Man has appeared in quite a bit of Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, all the way up until Avengers Endgame. And RDJ's performance elevates the character to a point where, you know, a lot of people only associate Iron Man with RDJ. Understandable. It's very understandable. The thing is, a lot of people have always asked this: is he an underrated character? Okay, so I will say this: if you guys are only into comic books compared to like the average, you would say casual or normie, or we call them filthy plebs in my day, you know, it's a difference of popularity in that, you know? So a character could be popular comic book wise, but not popular casual wise, because casuals only really go off of like animated movies, TV shows, live action movies, TV shows, right?
Yeah,
That's what they're looking at popularity. So like Magic is a good example of that. Magic has been a mainstay in X-Men comics for a very, very long time. But a lot of casuals think, oh, she's just now getting to the spotlight. This was an underrated character I didn't know about. So was the character underrated, or did you not know about it? That's an ongoing thing for a lot of people. I will say this: I think he's a mixture of both. So I don't know many underrated characters that got two animated shows to themselves. And keep in mind, his animated shows actually ran, the first one runs for 2 years, the next one runs for 3. And keep in mind, he also had appearances in those Avengers movies. Like we said, he also had an appearance in Spider-Man the Animated Series, that one crossover episode they did, which was like their own version of like not like Spider-Verse, it was like Civil War or something like that they did, you know. So I think he's underrated rated, if that makes sense. I think it depends on who you ask. If you got into Iron Man because of the movie, you probably thought he was underrated. If you got into Iron Man more from a comic book perspective, he probably wasn't underrated to you. Now, was he A-list? Absolutely not. I believe the 90s animated Iron Man show, I haven't watched it, but I will eventually watch. I did see the opening for it. It looked pretty cool. I do believe Marvel realized that you can probably get more fans of these characters by just making animated movies or TV or live action movies or TV shows than comic books. And that's been a case for the comic book industry since what? Superman 78 or Batman 66 at this point, you know? So that's the thing. I will just say this. Is he underrated? For the most part, if you're asking my own personal opinion, yes. But how much is a character underrated when they have two animated? Like, really think to yourself, how many underrated characters do you know? How many of them have two animated series to themselves that ran for now a total of like, what, 5 years? That's crazy to think about, honestly, you know? But they tried to get Iron Man a lot more traction. It only was RDJ that really pushed the character, you know, forward in a lot of people's minds, which is fine. He did a great job. I mean, he did an absolutely phenomenal job with playing the character. So
yeah, amazing.
Iron Man comic book wise, the most famous stories, obviously, if you're going off of the MCU, would be Civil War. That is a big one for him when he fights Captain America. That's a big known one. Extremis, Demon of the Bottle, Armor Wars are usually in the top 3 for Iron Man. And recently he had a run with Jerry Duggan, which ran for about 16 issues actually. That got canceled. And then Marvel barely marketed the next Iron Man series, which was written by Spencer Ackerman. That ran for like, what, 10 issues max, then just fizzled out. Then Joshua Williamson revealed around when we had New York Comic Con last year that he was going to be the brand new writer on a new ongoing Iron Man series from Marvel Comics. Now, this is the other thing I must bring up to you guys, is just because a comic book series from a character, even as big as this one now, gets canceled, that doesn't mean they wrote dog shit. I've never implied that. Now, if sales fall off, there could be some correlation to that. You know, a series falling off the sales chart, was that because of quality writing, art, or was because comic book series just lose steam after like 5 issues if there's not really anything substantially keeping someone there, you know?
Right.
And Iron Man has struggled with this. Actually, fun fact, I want to say fun fact, you can look this up. I'm pretty sure of everything I look about this character throughout the years, I don't think he's had an ongoing series go past 30 issues in a long time. I think the last one may have been like early 2000s. That's crazy to think about at this point.
Sure.
Like, I remember the last one he had that was big was Extremis. I remember that was the one that really got more past like 20 issues. So, and I will say this, you know, this actually was good. I actually really liked it. I actually really enjoyed it. So I hope with a big name like Joshua Williamson on the book that it can get past 10 issues. But I know Marvel Comics at this point now, guys. It's just like, I'm going to see Iron Man cancel that 10 issues, launched with the same team, continuing the same arc we just read. So, is Joshua Williamson a guy where if you put his name on a book, it can sell? Now, Joshua Williamson, if you look up his credits, he's the guy who's written a lot of good stuff for a lot of you. Cobra Commander, a lot of people like that one. He wrote Duke. He's the guy currently writing the Superman ongoing series. He's writing
G.I. Joe.
He's writing G.I. Joe.
Well.
Yeah, he's writing a lot of shit.
He's a busy guy.
Good lord.
He's like the main architect of the whole DCKO stuff, right, along with Scott Snyder. Like, yes, Scott Snyder is the main writer of the core DCKO, but like them two together like really made DCKO as like a whole. And so like he's done a lot of stuff. Yeah, he also did he also wrote the Dark Crisis DC event, which I liked. So
if you guys also remember with Joshua Williamson, he also recently wrote on so House of Brainiac, the DC Night Fight, DCKO Night Fight, DCKO, other tie-in books, DC All-In Special. He wrote that. I did write. He had that ongoing Flash run for a lot of years. This guy's written like if you look at his credit, he got a lot of books to his name, a lot of big name titles there too. He has a long history of writing comic books, you know. And hey, I read some of his stuff already, so I kind of like his writing style. As a personality, I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but I would kind of never have the guy on a podcast only because he looks like he would give me one-word answers, which is fine. You know, you're a nerd. Sit and play your nerd video games, Josh. Just write comic books. But but you know, that's fine. Not everyone is going to be a media personality. That's why Scott Snyder is the guy that does all the marketing for the Absolute Universe, because, you know, he can talk, you know, enthusiastically. Josh, I don't get that feeling at all. I think he just kind of has that Josh Whedon approach where he just wants to be the guy in the back, not on camera, just kind of talking to people, which is fine. So I hope this series goes more past 10 issues. I hope. And I love Iron Man. Like, even after like pretty much the movie version of Iron Man from the MCU solidified him in my brain, I did do a lot of research on the Iron Man character, and even like back in the day, a lot of his stories, ones that were considered good, got canceled at some moment because the sales just weren't there. So this character's always kind of had that, you know. And the character's history is honestly amazing. I mean, people should actually go and you don't have to read the books. You don't even have to. Just look up the character's history. There's a lot of interesting moments in the character's history.
I'll also go read them.
You should also do that too. But I don't really trust you guys reading. I just don't.
A great Iron Man story I just thought of that I have checked out the main couple issues too that are really good. I think it's called Doom Quest. Yeah, that was really
Oh my
good one,
god,
but
I'm forgetting one. Superior Iron Man. It was written by Tom Taylor. It's the one where he's in the white suit and everything. Oh my god. I remember checking out a little bit of that, a little bit of previews on Amazon on their website. It looked pretty cool. I read a little bit of the pages, honestly. I know Dan Slott did a run on Iron Man. Man, they'll just have Dan Slott be doing anything these days. Jesus
what has
Christ.
Dan Slott not done? That's the harder.
You were making a joke there that I could have just did a slam dunk right on there. I wasn't anything good, right? Good Lord. But yes, I when this series was announced that it was going to be Joshua Williamson writing, hey, sign me up. We'll see how it goes.
I've enjoyed his stuff since I've become aware of him as a writer, since I've become a more avid comic reader over the last 2-3 years. I've really enjoyed what I have read of his. Like you mentioned, Cobra Commander, I really like that. Dark Crisis, I thought was a pretty solid DC event. And also his Superman. I'm really enjoying his Superman. So when I saw that, he's writing Iron Man, and I was excited because you talked about these last few Iron Man runs that's come out. I haven't read any of them. I think first issue of an Iron Man run I read was, if you remember, one called Iron Man 2020 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the Dan Slott stuff. Pretty sure that's what it was. I'm pretty sure.
Is that it? It might be. I want to look at this. I want to look this up. I don't remember. Anyway, whatever that run was, I read the first issue of that. I thought it was interesting, and I'm pretty sure that's the most recent Iron Man thing I read.
That might have been who it was too. It might have been Christopher Cantwell, because Dan Slott and Christopher Cantwell were on the book 2018, 2020 respectively, and then they got Jerry Duggan to do it in 2022, 2023.
This is the Slott one. It looks like interesting and
good Lord.
I remember enjoying that first issue, but that was also a long time ago, whenever that came out. So,
and what's crazy is when I picked this up and read it, because I remember, oh my god, I remember at church they randomly had an Iron Man comic. I had looked under something to get my phone because I dropped it. There was an Iron Man comic there, and I read it. It was actually pretty good. I actually really enjoyed it. I like this style of. I know, crazy thing, right?
Wait, hold on. Wait. How long ago is this? Wait.
Dude, it was 2018. It was 7 years ago, man. It was an older comic too. It was some Bronze Age comic book or some shit like that. Okay. He was fighting Crimson Dynamo or something like that. Wait a minute. Iron Man was also supposed to get a video game. Remember, he was supposed to get an open world Arkham style game a long time ago.
I think they're still making that.
Are they?
Okay.
I've heard think about that in a year.
Well,
yeah.
Okay. Well, 2-3 years ago, I think EA announced that they are making an Iron Man game.
I remember that. Yeah.
If that's what unless you're talking about an older game.
That's that one.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that's still making it. The thing is that game development just takes a very long time these days. So a lot of times they'll announce something so they could easily, especially these big IP characters, when you're deep in development for something like, say, an Iron Man or a Blade game, they don't want it to get leaked. So that's why. Fun fact, anybody who gets annoyed with when you look at game trailers and they just do a big cinematic reveal for a game, and then you get annoyed because you don't see the game again for 3-4 years. Well, it's because they do that cinematic so the game's officially revealed so they could easily hire people to the team to work on it. And so anyway, they did that with Iron Man, yeah, hopefully we do get to see something from it.
Do you guys remember those Iron Man games they made for the Xbox 360?
Well, yeah, they did the one that was a tie-in to the movie, I think. Oh, I own it actually on my shelf right along there for PS3. And so I played a little bit of that one. I need to get back to it. I remember that being good.
What's crazy is Iron Man has villains where you'll remember them if you go through some of his history or manage to read some of his comic books.
I mean, I don't know who you would associate MODOK as far as who his main hero is he goes up against, but in my brain I connect him first to Iron Man, because of the whole AIM stuff, and whatnot, and so, but yeah, he has a lot of notable. I
want to ask you, which issue do you think they'll get to the Mandarin at, or do you think they'll just hold off on pulling out the Mandarin card for a minute?
Do you know, by how things are looking, it looks like it'll be a very long time, especially since I don't know.
Like,
Yeah,
pulling
I
that
don't know
Yu-Gi-Oh
where
moment.
certain things
I
are
activated
going
my
here.
trap card.
I also don't know what the Mandarin is like up to now as well.
Yeah, because like as you guys know, Iron Man's like Joker to his Iron Man essentially is sorry, Iron Man's Joker to his Batman essentially is like the Mandarin. Who knows if he's gonna be in this? The only Iron Man villains I truly know from the top of my head is Crimson Dynamo, Whiplash, Obadiah, and
yeah.
and fucking hell, Mandarin. Those are the four that I know off the top of my head. But and then you have like the interchangeable ones too, though, because like Kingpin. Like people say, well, Kingpin's a Ditto villain. He's also a Spider-Man villain. There's also people don't know villains can be interchangeable between like Rose Galleries, right?
Also
They're not,
true.
Yeah, it's like, you know, so that's pretty much it for most of Iron Man. Iron Man Collected Edition wise recently. So if you have a hard time getting the Epic collections in order because Marvel just doesn't print them in order, just look, like right now, they're all the way up to like issue like volume 14, 15. They're just gonna print volume 8 in June. Fucking Marvel. Jesus, holy mother of God. Is it that hard printing shit in order? Doesn't matter. You know what's gonna happen, guys? Marvel is currently printing Iron Man in collected edition in omnibus format. I have the first 3, and I'm waiting to get Iron Man Omnibus Volume 4 coming out in June. So if you want a character in omnibus format, do it that way. Just go volumes 1 through 4, well, 4 when it comes out, and just get it that way. Make yourself happy.
I really want to read the David. So here's a question that I have for you, then, since you know about all this, is I'm mainly curious about checking out the David Michelini era.
Mm-hmm.
What omnibus would that be?
Fucking hell. What year would that be?
That's a great question. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure he was behind like the Armor Wars. So like whatever the era of like Armor Wars and
1987. They just released a solo Iron Man Armor Wars omnibus for that. Just like actually like last month actually. So if people want to just read Armor Wars, there is a solo writer omnibus for that, where it's, you know, people say creator omnibus, right? Yeah. That's the weird thing too. So when they get eventually up where Iron Man omnibuses are volume numbered further past 4 coming up, how would they just double dip? That would just be volume. Wouldn't that be like volume?
I don't know.
So
I guess I'd be curious then to look up and research then for the Armor Wars, like sure, like I know Armor Wars is a big arc, but like it can't just be that entire omnibus. So it's like has to probably also include a lot more of David Michelini's run, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I because like when I say I wanted to read his run, it's like obviously I want to read Armor Wars, the main event, but like I want to read the other stuff that he's done too, like Demon in a Bottle and stuff. And so
who needs that stuff? Reading is for nerds, dingus. Oh my god.
Caught me there.
Extremis was too good, so they wouldn't let him keep his powers. Oh, you know what's crazy?
I have to read that.
Is they've doubled down on Iron Man being a complete dick. You remember after like Civil War, like after Ragnarok, like they put Asgard on Earth, and then he challenges Thor. Like, dude, what is wrong with you? I get it. Some characters are cocky, guys. Iron Man to Thor would be like if you stomped on an ant. And then somehow you would think like the ant would push your boot off and throw you over. That's never gonna happen. Like, that's the difference of power. Thor is like a bull.
Yeah.
And you are a cockroach.
Well, I love how they brought in Thor in that first Avengers movie. Like, I thought that was a great introduction for how he meets everybody else. Is it's Iron Man fighting against, I don't remember who he fought against in that fight. And then Thor comes in there and like just, you know, wrecks him, right? And so it's great.
Oh my god, the part where he realized Thor's fucking lightning could basically charge his suit like a phone battery. Alright, okay. Alright. It was crazy. They made that reference in Endgame when he told Thor to hit him so he could power through, so he could hit Thanos with his blast. It's a reference there, you know? Always gotta look out for that stuff. It was crazy, y'all. Thanos was like, what did it bring you back to me? You came back to them. What the fuck? Yeah. Whatever. Mine still works. Doesn't matter. You know, he did do that. But I remember outside of that, he just, I wouldn't really call that a fight. You know, when they say Iron Man versus Thor, that wasn't really a fight. That's like, I let you get a few
there's a
punches
word for
in,
it.
and then I just kind of people would say a wash these days, right?
There's a word I'm trying to think of that describe that, but yeah.
Shit stomped.
No, I don't know. Go
Oh
on.
God, no. But I'll ask you, man. But before we get into going over the actual issue right here, any highlights from the book you wanted to talk about as a standout?
I mean, we're gonna go through it in a moment, but like I thought a lot of it was really good. I will say this as we get into it. I think I think the way they began this was really smart. Specifically, I think the way Joshua Williams and so actually here I'll take a step back. I've also checked out like a couple other number ones recently, and one of those that I checked out because I was curious about it was the Cyclops book. Overall, I thought it was just kind of meh. And a big reason is like it expects you to know kind of other stuff going on in the X-Men world. This one is a great case of you could just jump in and not really have to know anything. And so and I think that's also key to a lot of these issue ones is you have to be able to hook both longtime fans and people that don't really know what's going on with the character currently. And this first issue, I think, does a really good job of hooking not just any comic reader that is an Iron Man fan and doesn't know what they're doing, but also just any casual Iron Man fan as well. I think it does a great job of capturing their interest. And I think a big part of that has to do with this sense of familiarity that the beginning does.
I agree. I think this kind of reminds me of when I read Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern run for the first volume back into Action,
So good.
where you could literally pick that up, and as long as you just know Hal Jordan's name and who Green Lantern somewhat is in your brain, you could just go from there. And you're not weighed down by 60, 70, 80 years of character history. And I do feel like this book did that amazingly. Like literally, honestly, if you actually only just watch the Iron Man appearances in the MCU, you're gonna just get right into this and just go.
I was just about to bring that up. I 100% agree, and that's one of the reasons why I think this is actually a really solid issue one.
And it's in the first page. They actually reference that. Yeah.
And the fact that we can say that, I think, is such an like, you know, we bring that up and it's like, yeah, issue one should do that no matter what. Problem is, a lot of them don't. So many issue ones come out nowadays and they expect you to know so many things about the character and not be a good jumping on point. And it seems like in a lot of ways, more of them don't do this as well, or at least they try and they don't do a good job. Like this one does a genuinely good job of like, I can point to this one and be like, yeah, you don't have to know anything other than watching the first movie maybe, and you'll, you know, it's a great place. And I hope
I enjoyed this way more than I did Matt Fraction's Batman #1 attempt. I did like issue 2 more, but I feel like this one really it really got me when I was going through. Like, man, this is,
you know what?
Because like this honestly reminds me of a mixture of like all the best parts of Iron Man 2 amplified in the best parts of Iron Man 1. So Iron Man 1 is still in my top 5 MCU movies. I really like that movie.
It's a great one.
But the good parts of Iron Man 2 were so few far in between because Iron Man 2 just very cheesy, hit or miss, not as good sequel. But there was good moments in it. And I feel like Joshua Williamson did take good moments out of the Iron Man 2 movie and actually placed him in the book, especially at the party part. You know, like the party moment in Iron Man 2 where, like, why is Rhodey giving over fucking his friend's armors to the government? Like, why is that? You know, but they didn't utilize, but they took a premise from that, in my opinion, and utilized it here. So if you're someone who's only watched the movies, don't worry, you're fine. You don't need to go picking up anything else. You can just start here and it just takes you from there. I like when comic books take that approach, very similar to like the DC animated movies. That's why a lot of people like them. You didn't have to know history. You just could jump into it based off how it's written and presented, and you just go from there. So starting off on the first page, you have that moment where, how about I say this though? It's the homage to him being in a cave working on the suit.
Yeah, big callback there.
Big callback right there. So then after that, you have what it would look like in the moment of him getting the suit together and getting out of that situation. Now, now come to find out, that is actually not Tony in the suit. The villain that he's currently going to be dealing with, Madame Mask, actually has been apparently capturing people and having them being put in the same situation that Tony Stark was in to see if they'll make it out of the cave the same way he did. So I like that twist. And I think a lot of what I liked about the book was that you had the ending moments of the book, which we'll get into later. Those ending last moments of it, I was like, okay, you got me here. I could understand to a certain extent why I actually, it's hard to, because I heard, I was reading some reviews of it and people were like, there's not much here. I think this is purely a nice little setup book that really grabs you, where you can, you'll have me for the next 10 issues, because I liked what this was. If you didn't, I could understand it if you're not into this kind of story, but no, this was good. And this is Madame Mask right here, and she ends up blowing the Tony duplicate's brains out after he doesn't pass the cave simulation of getting out, and then a new nightmare. Look at that intro. A new nightmare. Blue voting Democrat. # Joe Biden.
Wow. I mean, I gotta say though, I think this intro was, you talked about like it was such a great twist, because you have that sense of familiarity, and you're thinking, oh, it's Tony, oh, it's not Tony, and then you see him come out, and it's like, oh, this is awesome. And not only is it a great twist, but we also get, I think, a really good right off the bat introduction to showing how dangerous a villain is. A lot of times, I think we can get stories where it's like there's a villain that don't really do much, but they set up this villain big right off the bat, which I also appreciate Joshua Williamson doing.
Oh, and after that, so we have the introduction, the twist, Madam Web introduced, then we get to finally seeing what Tony Stark is doing. He's battling a villain named I would say Frost. I've never heard of this villain.
I don't know.
So he was, and I like that the book was able to be carried by villains that you otherwise wouldn't know about in general. I do like that when you allow underrated villains to kind of run the story to create a different dynamic. That way you're not just using like the big guns right out the gate. So he's battling Frost. He ends up beating him by making the suit. This suit essentially is gonna basically freeze him to death, and Iron Man causes it to have the opposite effect. And what is the opposite effect of being really cold, guys? Being really hot. So he ends up beating him, apprehending him. Then his assistant is saying, hey, Tony, you got to make it to your Tony Stark Award show that's coming up in Malibu, California. He's like, all right, I'm not going to be late to my own show, as you can see right here. The only issue I have with the art is actually, it was like this double page spread. I wasn't a huge fan of like the way Iron Man looked right there. And another page, I didn't like the way that was depicted. But otherwise, the art is, I would say, solid. It's not going to be like, not everyone's going to be Dan Mora and Jorge Jimenez or Greg Capullo. That's just not going to happen. But overall, the art is solid. Yeah.
I'd agree.
So, Tony has this, basically, like, do you guys remember Yuri in the Spider-Man Insomniac games? How Peter has that kind of relationship with Yuri before she went fucking wackadoo? That's kind of how that's like the same relationship Tony has with this assistant lady who says, I'm not your assistant, but lady, you do what I say. I'm the man. I run shit around here.
Yeah.
That's what a man should be. All right. So Tony ends up he ends up making it to his party on I would say well, you don't know what it is yet, but because you can tell what it is. I was surprised by what it was, but it's essentially his Iron Man suit is described as a flying motorcycle.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah. I will say that.
I'm here for it.
And then Tony Stark, as you guys know, has seen the movies, even with RDJ's performance, he just starts showboating, because that's what he does. He just starts showing off. It very
much feels like that, which I think was the reason that I liked it, just because it was a good transition adaptation from how I know of the character into this.
And because it is called a Stark Hoverbike 3000, so he says mass produced. If they ever mass produce that, we'll all guys. People can't even drive cars. You think they're gonna drive hoverbikes? Never gonna happen. So
as I say, if I can't trust people on ground, I certainly can't trust them in the air.
So as I just said, Tony starts having some fun at his award show. What I think is the best panel, and I like this a lot from Superman Unlimited when this happened too, when you had that like big like flashback of Superman's life where it narrated all of Superman's life in Superman Unlimited issue 1. Iron Man issue 1 had a lot of that too. Like right here, where you have a lot of the character's history just kind of summed up in this panel where, you know, he's making it out of the cave, getting his first suit, being a founding member of the Avengers. It's the Civil War. People will always love that image of him battling Captain America. Just, you see his, essentially like all of his comic history kind of summed up in 4 panels. I love, you know, moments like that in books. And you see the very end of like all the armors right there. The only issue I have with the book when it comes to art is it needs to be a little bit more detailed in pictures like this, because like I can't even see what the damn armors are in like that final panel. Like it's all just weirdly. It looks like, I don't know how many inkers were on the book. It looks like there were just maybe way too many inkers on the damn book, actually. I can't see how many. Maybe it was on the blue pages. No, there was only just the artist, color artist, and letterer. Yeah, so maybe something happened in the art process, but also after that, we get Tony talking to what apparently good lord, this is how rich this guy is. He has someone, I'm not kidding you guys, that apparently just reads him his emails. He just says, I don't read emails. To be fair, you're filthy rich. You don't have to read emails. But apparently he has this black guy assistant that just reads him his emails. And then the assistant lady says, because Tony's like, hey, I'm going to go accept my award. And she's like, the award is not for you, Stark. And he's like, it's for someone else? Whose idea was that? Just. And then Pepper Potts appears. Actually, and she's like, well, they have their moment right there. This is another part. The artist, the background right there is just kind of odd. They should have had the like the background right here on this panel should be what's right here, and it's just all white. I'm just like, really? All right.
I was about to say, I'm noticing now how it just uses a yellow outline so their skin doesn't blend in. Which is interesting.
And Pepper starts talking about, I've been maintaining my role at the Maria Stark Foundation, but years ago you asked me to set up a Tony Stark Grant Award. So then after that, we get to another piece of information. So this guy named Adam Ware is introduced. He's a teacher, but he was gonna now be the guy that wins the Tony Stark Award. So
I wonder what's gonna happen to him.
Tony says, you specialize in new educational technologies, finding ways to share masterclass with people who might not have access. It's genius work using puzzles and problem solving. So, you know, Adam Ware is chosen to win the Tony Stark Award, and they're at the party. They're people just having a good time, it looks like. And then after that, good old Tony, always flirting with me. This is how I flirt with women. And you know, she's like, so he says, I know that look, you're debating ordering off menu, aren't you? She says, but I'm a step ahead of you. Normally, I don't care for who the party is for. I don't allow that. But for the man of the hour, I thought I could make an exception. Oh, obviously, women love treating me like that. You know, risen up women is easy, obviously. And she's like, I was surprised he even allowed this to be in a Marvel comic book these days, given how fucking crazy lunatics people are. He was like, you know, should we get out of here? I'm pretty sure he said that, right? Yeah. You want to get out of here? She was like, just like that. Riz, my boy got all the Riz. Just risen up these hoes these days. These girls are easy. These women are for the streets, guys. He just met. And guess what? If you're a filthy rich billionaire, women will just kind of sleep with you. It doesn't matter if you look like Flavor Flay or you look like me. They're throwing themselves at you. So she says, because I'm always attracted to dangerous men. I think personally, maybe she might be working with Madame Mask too. Might be a potential angle there. Because she said she liked dangerous men. So maybe Madame was posing as her. I don't know. I could be wrong. That's a theory that I have.
So speaking of theories and such, I want to know, going back a page, how do you think Citizen V is in all of this?
Who was that? The black guy?
The guy right up here that we just see from one panel right there.
So I didn't know too much about that. So I just kind of didn't really put too much thought in it. What did
So
you
I was
think?
I was doing a little bit of research on him because I remember seeing him and I was like, "Who's this guy again? I know his look." It's because he was one of the very original Thunderbolts, like what Thunderbolts originally was, not what Marvel calls Thunderbolts now, but originally.
That's the new Avengers.
No, not that either. God damn it. But the original identity of him, which actually back then was Zemo, if I remember right. I think. Uh, anyway, the main iteration of him died, and so I think it's somebody new under that mask that we don't know. So I'm very curious to see uh exactly who this new Citizen B is. So I'm looking forward to learning more about him. But yeah, um, it's interesting because we see the character prominent on the back cover here, and he only appears in that one panel. So I'm curious about what his role is in it.
Yeah. Also, after Tony starts rizzing up that one girl, which is, what I would do personally because I live vicariously through Tony, obviously. You hear a gunshot go off because Madame Mask crashes the party right here, and she ends up capturing Pepper. They start shooting, and then Tony gets on his what do they call that thing? There's a motor hover bike. Yeah, a Stark. Tony gets on his Stark hover bike and then starts chasing after Madame Mask because she ends up grabbing Pepper Potts, suits up into the Iron Man armor. Oh,
that's really nice.
This was there really
was there was some really nice double spreads in this. This may have been my favorite one.
Yeah, this was very, very good. And Tony,
I love the energy with how he's just zooming through there as well. Like it's so good.
Yeah, that was good. He's angling through all the blasts because Madame Mask, if you guys don't know, is working with this group called AIM, actually. And he evades all that stuff, uses his repulsor rays to blow up one of the vehicles that Pepper is being kidnapped in. She flies out of it. He catches her.
I have to say, good for Pepper defending herself there as best she could. Yeah. Like, obviously, things weren't going her way, but like for being outnumbered, she was doing a good job defending herself. That I was like not expecting to see from her, to be completely honest. So
yeah, it was nice. Sometimes it's cool to see them not be just useless damsels in distress. Sometimes,
yeah.
So, Madame Mask, essentially commits suicide. If you guys know what that joke is. But it turns out that's not Madame Mask there. Actually, it turns out that was a life model decoy. And Tony's like, hey, if I get back to my workshop, I can investigate. And then the assistant lady who is having a lot of back and forth banter with him calls him and says, I hear you, Melinda. He says, you got damsel in distress. The chaos and AIM taking Pepper was all a distraction to get you away. Madame Mask was after someone else. It turns out the real Madame Mask was after Adam Ware. And come to find out, Madame Mask and AIM have been kidnapping people that were handpicked by Tony Stark. That's one of the angles there. And Madame Mask is going to, what it seems like, put Adam through the same trial that Tony went, where she ended up killing that person that failed at the beginning part of the book. So that's one of the twists. Yeah. But wait, there's more in a moment.
Oh, wait. There is more. That's for sure.
I thought it was done. After that, be honest here, I sort of thought the book was done when you got the ad right there. I was like, it's probably done, but it wasn't. So we go and visit Tony at his workshop. Oh my God. Hot ladies everywhere, billionaires. So Pepper and Melinda go and visit Tony at his workshop, which is inside the Gamma Bomb Bunker, which, as you guys know, that is a reference to the Incredible Hulk. Tony managed to fix the atmosphere so the radiation just straight up wouldn't kill you. Because guys, you went over that, you walk into a place like that, you die. You just dead. There's really not, unless you're gonna mutate into some like, I don't know, dog monkey hybrid with 4 legs. So probably not about that. So Tony playing his loud music like he would normally do, that you guys would see in the appearances he was making like the MCU movies. I thought that was a nice touch in playing the music like that. So then after that, you see him fixing up his Iron Man armors and stuff like that.
Like the workshop.
Yep.
Definitely very much like the one from Iron Man 3.
Yeah, he's shirtless. You know, that's what I look like when I'm shirtless too, buff and good looking and rich.
Totally.
You know, glad Dingus
whatever you
believes
say.
me. Yep.
Obviously.
And the next portion is Tony reveals what he knows to Pepper and Melinda because they asked, like, you know more than what you're letting on, and he does. He says, our party was not the only location AIM hit last night. Our yellow beekeepers of chaos made 11 appearances around the world, all the exact same time. It was massive coordinated attack that resulted in multiple kidnappings. Some people were literally taken from their homes. You see the pattern, Pep, and he shows it right here. All the people that were taken. She ends up saying all the people's names, and then Melinda says, "What do you see that I don't?" They were all people who were up for the Tony Stark Award, and like I said earlier, they kidnapped people that Tony personally handpicked themselves, which he reveals right here. And after that, Pepper says, "What is this, Tony? Why would Mask kidnap a bunch of scientists and teachers?" And he just zips out, just leaves. And Tony says, in this part right here, this is my fault, as you guys can see right there. So then we get to the next portion of the book. But wait, there's more. The other best Iron Man shot in the comic right here.
So good.
This was great. This was honestly amazing. And
that's probably the best piece of art in the book. It was really good.
And guess who Tony Stark calls? He ends up calling Captain America, and we're gonna go through this because Tony says to Melinda, I'm going to find them. Melinda, I need you to gather as much info on AIM from your people as you can. I'm going to visit every single AIM headquarters in the world and beyond until I bring all of them home. And he tells Pepper, hey, can you contact the families of the kidnapped and let them know we have everything under control? And Pepper says, Tony, what did you mean when you said it was your fault? What did you? And then he says, it's like a thing that they do on TV. Oh, yeah, hanging up. Bro just said, I'm out. And the call ends. And then Tony ends up calling Captain America, actually. And he's talking about meeting up with Steve privately. You know, no homo, obviously, no Diddy, no Epstein. You know, he says, Steve, listen, I know the Illuminati disbanded, but can you meet me at the old location? And he said, that's tall order, Tony. He says, I might have made a mistake. A long time ago, I had an idea, a new nightmare, and I set up certain contingencies in case it happened. And I think AIM has them. I need to talk in person. He says, okay, fine, but meet me in New York instead. Over and out. Iron Man rushes to you. Well, what we see to be New York. Then, here's the other twist of the book. Captain America, who we think is Cap, right? Maybe it's not. Who knows? Says, I take it you caught all that. You were right. We have a problem, which begs the question. How do we take down Tony Stark? And then you see what appears to be like, the Illuminati right there? They're
some sort of version of it.
Or another version of Illuminati.
I was trying to figure out exactly who some of these people were.
Okay, so I see Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Sue Storm, Reed Richards.
Yes.
And War Machine. Those are the ones that I know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, is that Norman Osborn?
I was about to say, I think that's Norman Osborn.
So who's this other lady? Is that Maria Hill or is that?
I don't know who that is.
That can't be Jubilee. There's no way. I mean, they've had X-Men a part of the Illuminati before.
That person looks vaguely familiar, and I don't know.
So yeah, that actually wraps up the first issue of the new Iron Man ongoing series for Marvel Comics, written by Joshua Williamson with art done by Carmen Canero and Nolan Woodard.
So
it was very good. Very good. Nice little twist toward the very end. Definitely.
I gotta ask, what do you think's going on there? Because this twist was just completely out of nowhere. Like, okay, it makes sense. Call up against.
This was the hook. I think they used it as the hook to make sure people go to issue 2. But maybe. I don't know. See, this thing is, I don't know if this even gets expanded upon in the next book. This might be something they just kind of have as a background twist for 2 or 3 more issues until they decide to lean upon it. Because Tony
Well,
said, I
he's
know the
going
Illuminati
there,
had
though, isn't he?
disbanded. Yeah, because he's
Yeah.
going there. So maybe he just meets with Steve and nothing happens. Because that always happens too in comic book twists. Like, you think something's going to happen, and then when it happens, there's nothing that happens
Doesn't
in that
always,
moment in
yeah.
time. Yeah, so that's crazy. Tony thinks he has a friend in Steve, and Steve is like, hey, now we got to take him down. Or maybe Steve is under the control of potentially a character. Oh, and maybe this entire Illuminati group is under the control of villains. I have no clue. But the next issue is going to be called Hunter or Hunted. Sign me up. I'm already in. I'm buying it. And next week, Iron Man 2, I'll be going to the comic book shop, so I'll be getting this pretty much ASAP, essentially, you know? So I'll
I'm here
really
for it.
enjoy that. Yeah, I can't wait to read issue 2. I really enjoyed this. This was fun, energetic. It was like, it felt like a MCU movie that they would release in like phase 1 or 2. Like, nice humor, dialogue was really solid. I do like the characterization of Tony Stark so far from Joshua Williams' perspective. Just overall, just really good. If you didn't like it, you know, hey, to each his own, but I had a good time reading this. I had a blast reading this. This was fun. And the ending twist definitely would make someone, I would imagine, hook you for issue 2, because now you lead into more of a bigger scale. But yeah, the only thing I would criticize is some of the art in the book, actually. I think the art might be the weakest thing about it. Like, this kind of panel right here of Steve is like, that is not Tony. Steve just looks like, what is that? What is the lady drawing in some of these panels, actually? But yeah, I'll ask you, man, what is your final thoughts and opinions on Iron Man issue 1, written by Joshua Williamson?
I think it was a really solid start. I will say, just from this one issue, I'm already more invested in this, more so than a lot of the other Marvel series that's going on right now. So I think it's, compared to a lot of the other stuff Marvel's putting out right now, I think this is a really solid book that I think people should check out. So I think it's worth supporting. I think, as I said earlier, it's a really good place to just jump in on. And you know, that's a really hard thing to say for a bunch of, especially modern number ones. And so I think it's really worth the read. I just like you, I'm very excited to see what's next for this. So I'm ready for it.
Oh yeah. Can't wait to read issue 2. I mean, I just hope the sales numbers for Iron Man 1 through issues 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Sorry, good Lord, 9, 10, you know, can be there long term. You know, I do think if you're someone who's, you know, never read an Iron Man comic or collected edition, and you've only just seen like potentially the Iron Man animated series, the 2 of them, or like just the movie, I think this is just a perfect jumping on point. Not only just because it's just super easy to get into, it just kind of feels like Iron Man 1. And if you like that movie, I think you'll actually like this, honestly. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out this video. If you guys are returning viewers or new viewers, then please consider subscribing to the channel if you have not already. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and comment down below. Also, make sure you guys hit the notification bell. That way you guys can get notified on whenever I upload a brand new video. I'm MSK, aka Master Swag King, and we're going to sign out, guys. See you guys later. Goodbye. Peace. All right, we're going to wrap it up here in just a moment. I'll ask Dingiston, do you have anything planned coming up that you would like to let the audience know about?
Yeah. I was, hold on. Before I answer that, I was just looking. I've been trying to figure out who this other character is.
Good Lord.
And I can't find anything about it. And
It
I
even
pulled
say on
up,
League of Comics Geeks who it was.
no, it doesn't say that. I pulled up like the fandom page, and even the person who wrote this doesn't know what it is, because it doesn't even mention another person there. It mentions the people that we already knew. It's like, I can't figure out who this character is, and it's driving me nuts that I don't know who it is. Although I saw a reference that maybe it could be Wasp. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, what do you have coming up?
$6 for one issue. Wait, how much is Iron Man 2?
6.
It's $4.90. It's listed as $4.99. Yeah, this one at $5.99.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good Lord.
I could tell it was a little thicker than your normal issue, which I appreciated. For
they should have used They should use more cardstock covers, man. Good Lord.
I love doing that with the DC stuff. I did that for
What is this?
Well,
This
there's
is
new
Legacy
books last week.
issue 681. Holy crap.
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, coming up on the Dingaston. Actually, just today, I mentioned earlier about my show called The Comic Den. That actually just came back today. I did a pre-recorded video of it that I recorded last weekend where we covered, me and Steve from Rubber Radio, we covered the main event of Blood Hunt.
That's the Jed
And
McKay run, yeah.
yeah, so we talked about that main event. And this weekend, we are planning on going live Sunday at, I believe, 6 p.m. Eastern was the time we agreed on, where we are going to be talking about the story arc 8 Deaths of Spider-Man.
Oh, good lord.
So
that's Joe Kelly. Yeah, he took over for Zeb Wells' shit storm.
So we'll, I'm very curious on saying that since, like, it's, you know, it ties into the whole One World Under Doom stuff, and since that's almost all going to be out on Marvel Unlimited, I'm going to be checking that out sooner than later. So, but yeah, as far as that, like, that's really the main thing. Oh, I won't be live also Saturday night for Before the Cape, where I'm covering the next 2 episodes of Smallville, which is episodes 5 and 6 of season 2. I don't remember the episode titles, but I will be live talking about them then. But that is it as far as this week goes, just since I'm a bit busier this week. So I have a couple other things that I am going to be dropping, but that's not till next week. So
yep. As you guys know, for me, I have game streams and podcasts coming up. Later on tonight, I'll probably just stream like Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and I have to finish filling out my stream schedule for the rest of the week. I have quite a bit of episodes of the MSK show and game streams coming up, as well as the Cloud9 podcast. You're at least going to get that once a week. And I'm currently going to be just spending most of my time uploading the episodes of the Cloud9 podcast, all the 16 seasons. And then when that's done, upload the episodes of the 17th season and the MSK show as well. So yeah, thank you guys for coming by and checking out this episode of the MSK show.